Hello, traders. Today is Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. I'm going to go over only a few names today, only six. Anyways, this is not financial advice. Make sure to understand that this is for educational purposes only. Make your own due diligence and research before you risk any of your capital into stocks or any other type of investments. Let's start the video with Apple. And very resilient, as I mentioned yesterday, I believe. Let me take a look if I spoke about, well, not yesterday, on the 18th, so 2 days ago. I like the fact that Apple is still moving the way it does. We're mounting the 35 SMA, which is a good thing. We'll see what kind of reaction we have tomorrow. MACD and TSI on the daily chart are looking very good. The RSI is also moving slowly towards higher levels. That is all good. We went over this volume shelf over here. I did buy some calls on Apple last week. So that was on Friday. On this candle, I did buy calls. These are February calls. I like the fact that we were moving with such strength, and I like the fact that this level at 225, which I said before, is made me feel more bullish. I did buy again some calls right here, and well, they're looking pretty decent. I wouldn't be surprised if I actually sell them by Friday, though. I still a little bit hesitant on getting too aggressive. And I've been having this feeling since for the last few months. And the reason for this was the stuff that at the time was happening with Iran and Israel. And also we had election, and we had, the end of the year sometimes, at least for the way I like to trade, can get a little bit tricky for me. But anyways, these calls are working very well. I like the fact, again, that we went over the 35 SMA. We'll see what tomorrow brings. But I do think if we look a little more solid over the 35 SMA, we are probably going to start moving with more direction towards the 230 or 233 level. This is my resistance level at 233. So now I'm having my support at 35 SMA and 233 as resistance. Now, if tomorrow we are under the 35 SMA, that will turn into resistance, and then we have support levels at 225. If that actually happens tomorrow, I would probably sell my my position and then see how that looks. But again, another thing that tells me that this move might continue, nothing is guaranteed, as you know, is the MACD and the TSI, and how the strength is starting to move into the upwards direction. That being said, let's move on to my next name, and that is, where are you? I just added a few names to this list. Okay, and that is ASTS. A little of a roller coaster, but I think this level right here is quite strong at this point, 21.2. Or, yeah, excuse me, 21.2 or 21.24, whatever. Anyways, we are closing under that 35 SMA. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. Let's take a look at the 5 minute. Nothing really happened after hours. Sometimes you have catalysts after hours, and I like to see those moves, but in reality, nothing really happened. I think that if we continue going down, we definitely have to keep a close eye at this level, 2130. And your resistance level is at 35 SMA. You had the 35 SMA was your support level yesterday, but now today is your resistance level. We'll see how this moves. Again, as I mentioned before, I like this company. I like the future of this company, but I think it's not going to play out for about, who knows, a year or so. The technology that they're trying to put into the market is something that I'm very curious about, and it makes a lot of sense. But the company still needs, or still has a long way ahead, in my opinion. Anyways, short term, I think we just have to think about the 21.30, and I would probably feel more bullish if we break this level of resistance, not 35 SMA, but this level of resistance at 27.8. Keep in mind that this name tends to be volatile, or has been volatile since these levels right here, probably since this level right here, at right on the 325 SMA. And you were at $4 back then, and this wasn't that long ago. Actually, this was in May of this year. Even the beginning of the year, or the beginning of May, you were down at 2.29. Very impressive move, actually, if you ask me. But anyways, let's see what is the reaction that we get here in the next few days. And I would love to actually, you know, buy some calls at what point, but I want to see this moving with better direction. Right now, it's just choppy, but we have this level right here that is strong enough, the support level. Anyways, let's move on to the next name. And this is another name that I've been keeping an eye at lately. It was a meme stock. Let's talk about Clover. It was, or maybe still, who knows, a meme stock. If you guys remember 2021 and or maybe 2020 and 2021, this was one of the many stocks. Let's go back when this, yeah, this was back on, this started playing back on June of 2020. I think by June of 2021, and I was on this. Actually, I did play this move, and I remember, I mean, this move was so good, and I actually bought a car with this. I'm not kidding. I did buy a car cash with the money that I made here. But after that, everything went down. You know, the way I like to trade, I take my money quick when I make it. Anyways, but now it seems like, and I made a whole video about this like a month and a half ago or so. Management is really doing good things with Clover. I mean, regardless of what we got on earnings, and we'll see what happens. I think there might be opportunity here. I think that you know, if things continue to improve fundamentally for this company, this might end up being a pretty decent stock to own. For now, it's just a play that you can, or at least I can probably get into calls or puts, but I'm kind of rooting in some way for Clover to actually make it. You know, based upon some of the reading that I did, that I have done in this company, it seems like management is really trying to turn things around, and it looks like it's somehow is happening. But we'll see. This still need more time, and when I talk about time, is probably we won't actually see a definite direction for Clover long term within a year or so. So, anyways, let's go into the chart and what we're seeing here. I love the fact that we didn't continue going towards 275, which was my, you know, my bearish price target. But what happened is we got this little reversal right here. We came over 314, and now we are continuing to go. I like the fact that it's moving so slow towards higher levels, which is 350. I want to see how this happens. I want to see this range and what kind of price action we get here. And I think if we break this with momentum, I would probably jump in with some March calls, depending when, or maybe, you know, April, May, who knows. But I want to see, once we break this level, I want to see what is the behavior on that. One of the things that is calling my attention is how the MACD and the TSI are starting to curl. It's still too early to call. Sometimes they curl like this, and then right before they hit the signal line, they actually continue going down. So that is one of the things that, just like what you see here, even though you were over the zero line, you were curling towards the signal line, and then you actually got this fake out, and, you know, things continue to sell on this area right here. Wasn't nothing dramatic, but still. Then you had this nice move to the upside. But let's focus on this. This still needs a few more days, probably until the end of the week or Monday. And then at that point, we can understand what is going to happen in this range between 350 and 314. Let's move on to a name that I gave you. I want to read my notes. When did I talk about this? First on the okay, on the 9th. Okay, let's go to Datadog. And when was the 9th? Was it here? No, right on this candle. So the 9th was Saturday. I was looking at this candle right here. Okay, so my thesis on that was, okay, we have to see what is the behavior on this range. You had 1, 2, 3. Well, let's count 1, 2, 3, and then you had a fourth one. But anyways, I was looking at this candle right here, which was Friday, and my thesis was, well, if we go down towards 120, 121, or this level, 121.3, and we retest or rebound on that level, then you might actually have an opportunity to trade from here, 121.3 to 131. That's exactly what I did. On Monday, I think towards the end of the day or so, I did get some calls. I think it was here Monday or the beginning of the day on Tuesday. Then the following day, when we got to this point, to the resistance level, I got out. The reason why I got out, I was trading the 5-minute chart, and as soon as we got to this level right here, a couple of, or 1 or 2 candles came out red, I was out. Because my thesis was this is going to continue going back towards the 200 SMA or towards this area right here at 121. Anyways, it did go down. Actually, the following day went up, tried to break resistance, got rejected, came down to the 35 SMA, and then stayed there. Didn't touch it. One of the things that I was really hoping to happen was to have small green candles and red and whatnot moving towards this area and then wait for the breakout. But what happened on Tuesday actually, you had this beautiful day at 6% move, and you broke this level. And at that point, obviously, that train already left me, because I don't like to trade these kind of moves. And then, meaning this kind of like large candles. I love to trade this kind of setups, but anyways. And then today we had 1.5%, and after hours, look at this, you actually broke this level right here at 137, which was a price target that I gave you. Now, this played out since Sunday, or I guess since Friday of last week until today. It doesn't, in my opinion, this doesn't look extended at all. Even though we're here, these indicators are going to probably open somewhere in this area right here tomorrow. This doesn't look extended. This is a very strong resistance level that I did put, that is coming since August of 2021. So I don't know. We'll see what is the behavior right here, but this was a beautiful move. Again, my calls were here. You know, I'm happy with how I traded, and but again, this whole move was very nice. If you were one of those people that actually got this rebound on the 200 SMA and the 121 level, I'm super happy for you. This continue going up. Now we are right at 137, which was a price target. It just, the only thing that happened here that I wasn't anticipating is that we came to 137 way faster than what I thought. Now we'll see what happens between 137 and 131 between the next few days, and there might be some opportunity if we are retesting this level right here. Low liquidity, so the moves might be a little bit violent, a little bit quick, but we'll see. Anyways, this is looking fantastic. This was a beautiful play that I gave you not that long ago on Saturday of last week, on Saturday the 9th. Beautiful. Anyways, let's move on and talk about something that I think might be coming soon. I could be wrong, but one of those this is one of those names that I'm waiting very patiently to move to the upside. We'll see what happens. Anyways, after earnings, I told there was a gap right here. I told you there might be an opportunity if we hit this level at 73.5. We might actually get a rebound And what happened? We actually didn't get to that 73.5, but we did came back, and then we filled the gap that we had here. Now, shortly after the election, the market the interpretation of the market for companies like Enphase was like, well, Trump is not going to be, I guess, too lenient into working with this type of companies, or the government is just not going to incentivize this sector. Whatever. Things went down towards 59.8. Let's see how old this level is. Look at this thing. So it goes back to March of 2020. Now, why am I picking this? Maybe we can see it better on the weekly. Yeah. Well, you had this resistance level that you had here, right? You came back, you broke, and then turned into support, and then after that, you just left it. You just went and never came back until this week. Now, one of the things that I'm thinking is, and this is probably the bottom, probably, I'm not saying this is the bottom, but this might be the bottom. Today, Enphase closed at 3.29%. Let's go to the 5-minute and see, yeah, flat after hours, no catalyst or anything. Beautiful move of the 325 SMA, the 200 SMA, and the 35 SMA on the 5 minutes. Very nice. You actually had, if you were day trading, I wasn't day trading this, and yesterday and today, no, it wasn't yesterday, the day before and today. So this was Monday, a beautiful move on Enphase. And today, another day that was very good, I guess, if you were day trading on the 5-minute chart. Why am I saying that? I wouldn't touch this move because it's the beginning of, you want to see something, but I would definitely buy puts after this double top. Probably get out somewhere in these green candles, thinking that if you break on the 35 SMA, 325 SMA, I'm sorry, you're probably going to continue going up. That actually happened. So you had one opportunity here, and then if you're an absolute degenerate and you're going to play the other way, you had this one too. Or you had one opportunity here, sit on your hands, move on, go water the plants, go do something else, forget about it, you already made money. Or take this opportunity here. And then you had this other one here of the 35 SMA. So you had, if you are a normal person, you had one trade here, right? Or you could have another opportunity here, or you could have another opportunity right here. Now, if you're an absolute degenerate, then you had 1, 2, 3 entries for the day. Either way, beautiful, nice move on the 5-minute, but I'm not talking about day trading this day. I'm thinking about getting into this, within this week. MACD and TSI are finally right on the signal line. And this support level is definitely proving that is pretty strong. As I told you, we're going back. This level goes back to 2020. So this is a 4-year-old level. We'll see how we react. There is, after this area right here, 64.3 or so, you don't have a lot of liquidity until you hit resistance here. I think if you break resistance with momentum, then you're going to feel this gap. Now, the way I would probably get into this is buying dated calls, meaning that I would probably buy April. The earliest that my contract would expire, let's put it this way, would be sometime in March. I wouldn't play February, I wouldn't play January. This thing needs some time. And then you also need some time to actually see what is going on and then minimize your risk. So I think I would go April and probably, or March, maybe March, and March calls, and be prepared to sell somewhere in this area, or trim profits in this area and then see if this is going to run this way. Normally what I do, I just sell my entire position and I move on into something else. But we'll see. This is looking for me. I'm liking Enphase, and this is why I'm mentioning Enphase a little more often, and this is why I'm spending more time on my analysis, because I'm liking it the more I see it. So I mentioned Enphase on the 18th. I also mentioned it on the 14th, And when else? On the 11th. So I've been on Enphase quite often. Anyways, let's move on to the next name, next and last name, and that is our friends at HIMS. All right. One of the things that I mentioned yesterday, one of the many things, I guess, is how volatile and rapidly this name is moving, either if it's to the upside or to the downside. I also mentioned that this is the type of trading, especially if you're an option trader. If you're if you're trading fundamentals here, you probably shouldn't be too worried. But if you're an option trader like myself, these kind of things, these kind of moves would definitely give you some sort of, a little hyperbolic here, some type of PTSD, and so you have to be very patient. Anyways, yesterday we had a what 12% move. Yes, today down 7.4%. Let's go to the 5 minute. Flat after hours. One of the things that I was looking at the beginning of the trading session was this move, and I was early in the morning. I was looking at the behavior on the the 5 minute on the 325 SMA. And when we were here, I was like, maybe I should buy some calls and day trade this thing. But I was kind of running out of time because I had a meeting, and I had a couple of calls that I had to be there. Normally, I don't like, to be honest, I don't jump on my company's calls. I let other people kind of like do stuff for me, and then I just get an update. But I just had to be in these calls. But anyways, I was really thinking about getting on this because, on the 5 minute, seems like um, this name has been reacting very positively or also negatively on the 325 SMA. So you had this move right here, and you had a couple of bounces here. You had this nice breakout here on Monday, and then you had this breakdown, and that was very powerful. So, anyways, going back to what was happening today, you had this nice move towards the 200 SMA. Then sellers came in, and then you actually started navigating this resistance level at 21.7. And that is one of the things that I was mentioning. That this level is pretty strong, yet I'm still considering this second level of support at 18.7 something that we should keep an eye on. But for now, let's focus on where we are. And we are at 21.7, something that I mentioned yesterday as well. Yesterday, we closed right on this resistance level, kind of like mounting it a little bit, 23.44. I think my price target is still 25.78. It's just going to be a volatile way to get over there. One thing that I don't like is the MACD and the TSI, especially the TSI, even though they are behaving very similarly. And in this chart, both of these indicators are pretty much looking the same. But definitely losing strength, or there is no strength to the upside on the TSI, and it's gaining strength to the downside. So keep an eye, and that's why I'm keeping this resistance level of 18.7 alive so far. Again, we'll see. We are also sitting on top of the 35 SMA, which is a pretty good indicator when you're looking at the 1 day chart. We'll see what happens. We're still on that range of 21.7 and 25.8, and then we should also consider 18.7. I guess for now things don't look too weak. I just think that the market is pretty volatile lately, and with good reasons, in my opinion. There is a lot of crap going on with the current administration, with Ukraine and Russia and that sort of stuff. The market doesn't like that kind of uncertainty, and that affects, I guess, a lot of different sectors. And then you also have announcements coming from what will be the new administration, in other words, Trump. And that brings me back basically to 2018, between 2018 and 2020. That trading was a little bit difficult. It was very similar to what you are seeing here. And the reason why is because Trump was making um, a lot of announcements and changes. And sometimes these announcements were very welcome by the market. And then you would have really hard pushes to the upside. And then there would be other announcements, let's say, for example, tariffs and that sort of stuff. And the market wouldn't actually welcome those the type of policies. And then you would see another, a sell-off, and and that was a roller coaster back, if some of you remember, in 2018 and 2020. But if you actually think about the broader market, the market continued going up. It was choppy. It was, I guess, challenging, especially for somebody like me that trades, short-term swings and and options. But there is where, I guess, in my case, you have to adapt, or just like sit back a little bit, and just pick very good setups, and that's part of the adaptation that you can do, and just you know but anyways, I do think that if you are on a fundamental level trading HIMS, you are not in a bad place, at least for now. I still have my concerns, which I shared before, with HIMS, and those have to be with Amazon. But again, that's going to happen down the line, in my opinion. For now, we just have to, what I do. I really am waiting for an opportunity to get back in to the upside on HIMS. I already made my money with calls, but I'm definitely waiting for a good opportunity. When I see this type of chart, I don't want to get in, because this candle right here would have driven me insane, even though I had 12%, um, a 12% move um, to the upside the day before. But anyways, on the technical level, just to close this out, my price target for now is still 25.7. Your support level is pretty obvious, 21.7. You have this resistance level at 23.4, and you have to still consider 18.7 as your next support level if things don't go right between tomorrow and on Friday. So should be less volume tomorrow and Friday, but again, HIMS is trading a little bit aggressively right now. We'll see. Another thing, just again, as I mentioned, keep an eye on what is happening on indicators that are either talking about or showing you strength, or showing you what is happening in the moving averages. But other than that, those are the price target 25.8. Your levels are 23.4, 21.7, and another level to the downside is 18.7. Anyways, thank you very much. See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.